All right, hello and welcome everyone to tonight's game. I am Joseph Galvanijo Matthews, the former captain for Overwatch Gold, now currently just center Overwatch. And tonight we have got a match against between center Overwatch and Akron University. Yes, you heard me right. We are playing Akron University. I believe the Zags. That's their. I think that's their mascot, if I remember from football and basketball. A history of watching my home university, Louisville, play against them. I believe that's their mascot. And for anyone that has been living under a rock, we are the Colonels. But yeah, starting off here, nothing too usual for this center Overwatch roster. We're going to be starting off with Big Soup on that Orisa, Carp on hit scan, Stargarden on their signature Venture, Adama on his signature Brig, and Powers will be starting in on this Juno. Now, for anyone that's been sticking around the scene for this semester since the beginning, Powers is more well known for his Ana, so I am interested to see him taking over this Juno, which is usually a signature for a Rat King. But with this composition, compared to Akron's here, they're really just wanting to rotate the point, just brawl, and just look at like out damage and out sustain them. Meanwhile, Maxers on that Hazard's looking to just dive backline like so, but Adama does not care. He will take down the Genji and disrupt this dive altogether, but he will go down himself as Sebi is going to be able to take him down. Stargarm's going to get caught out a little bit as they will go down. Carp going to be able to get the trade, and Soup looking to chase a bit, try to pressure him out while his team caps point. And that's going to be a fight win for Center. They just need to make sure that they can live for the reinforcements to get back, as Carp and I believe Stargarden will be coming back here. Carp going to get on flank, hits a flashbang onto Sebi Webby. Is going to look to punish, but not going to be able to get the kill as Sweaty will take him down. Stargarden looking to engage, trying to create some space. Misses the drill dash onto the Soj. That's unfortunate as Sweaty will take them down. As now the rest of Center just trying to sustain on point, trying to live as long as possible. As they do have the tank advantage, so realistically, as long as Powers can live, they should be able to just anchor on point, but he will go down, and Soup's going to have to retreat off the point, trying to live. No heals for him, except for this mini is 37 HP, but he will go down. The chase is successful from Akron, as they will get this point flipped. And now Center, not really having a lot of ults. Powers will be coming up on this Juno ult, which is very strong for these fights. Really good at initiating. For those who don't know, the Juno ult is a giant beam coming down from a satellite from orbit that both heals your allies as well as gives them a damage boost, allowing them to burn down as many enemies as they can shoot. But he's not even going to be able to use it. The immediate engagement from Akron is going to knock them down before they can even walk through the archway. And now it's just a reset for Center. And almost 50% and ticking up. And now Big Soup and Powers with their ultimates, Adama, Stargarden, and Carp are going to be coming on their ults as well. But they need to watch out for this Kitsune. If I'm thinking about what Akron might be doing here, is they're probably going to look to set up in Kitsune immediately, but before they can even engage, Powers is going to pop his ult, but Adama is going to get caught out in the backline, not able to rotate fast enough, as now the rest of Center is just scrambling to point, trying to just out-sustain Akron, as it's not going to be enough. Akron will take them down, with 3 going down immediately. Big Soup ulting that unfortunate use, maybe trying to get a 1 trade before he goes down, but honestly, with the ult bank that Center has right now, 3 ults compared to Akron's 3 ults, it's not actually a bad ultimate if you're looking just for a trade, but Adama almost getting caught out and will get caught out from the Genji Blade. Carp gonna get a trade though, but now has to live and not gonna be able to do it as overtime has been procced as someone's fighting on point. It looks like Big Soup and Leaf are trying to hold it down, but now as Big Soup goes down, it will be Stargarden only with their ult, but they're not going to be able to use it as round 1 of this first map will be going to Akron. And pretty decisively too. I wasn't able to update everyone on where the standings are for the NECC Division 5 East A division that Center is currently competing in. But if we look at the standings right now, Center out of the 7 teams is 6th at 0-2. Went down first week 1-3. Follow-up week had a similar result of 1-3. But Akron is also having a bit of a rough start to their semester as well at 0-2. So hypothetically, these 2 teams should be pretty even. So given how one-sided that first engagement was, it might be a case that Center is just not off to a great start and just needs to regain their bearings going into this next round. But with the speed that this deadly Akron team is engaging in, this might spell trouble for Center. But who needs speed when you have damage when Carp is just hitting all of his shots as gonna force the hazard out, enabling his team to walk forward as the Center's backline is trying to deal with this pesky Lucio, who he's just barely out of Adam's swing range. He's gonna be able to get out with his life and even get the kill onto Leaf, who's gonna get caught out on point. As Sweaty, 1 HP, just poke damage trying to come in from Carp as he's trying to just forces Genji out as the rest of his team focuses on just dealing with the people that are on point. But Karma gets another kill onto Adama. And now with Akron's reinforcements and with their point now in their control, that's going to be Akron taking the fight as well as gaining a lot of percentage that is not great, honestly. With 30% in ticking, this means that center really only has 2 or 3 more attacks to try and flip this point. Assuming that they don't cap. Unlucky, probably some lag, maybe a bit of a disconnect from Carp. Unfortunate use of the May Blizzard there. As Soup almost getting booped off, as the engagement from Maxers from Akron is going to be successful as they take out Adama, and only Power's going to be able to heal in the backline. It's just not going to be enough. These lightning fast engagements from Akron is destroying center right now. It's like either Maxers or Flashbang just goes in first and just like disrupts the team. Yeah, usually coming out with a pick that should be highly unlikely, but they're getting it anyway. It's just the amount of tempo control that this team has over center needs to be something that center needs to keep in mind. But also, even though with these fight wins, they actually don't have any ultimates. They just now do come up on the Haz and the Kiri ultimate, but because of the ult deficits that start it, center will be able to engage, but it just doesn't matter. Just the immediate burst damage and through the collapse through this dive is just going to annihilate center. As the Blade and the Beat will come through on the side of Akron, and then the Kitsune rush to keep center in their spawn, and that's just going to be a decisive map 1 for Akron. A 2-0 affair on Nepal is going to set center down in the series, but keep in mind, best of 5, so we will get back to you on this next map. But first off, let's see play of the game. I would assume this would go to Akron, as yes, Sweaty on the Sojourn will be able to get this play of the game. And let's see what we got. Just with how fast these fights have been going, I'm assuming it's mostly just going to be a lot of cleanup, as yeah, going to get the kill onto Powers, going to get the Elim onto Soup, who's just barely going to get out, and also take down Carp in the process. Yeah, unfortunate start from Center College, but this is the point where you gotta look to rally back. Like you gotta acknowledge that they're just taking these fights so much faster, and Center just needs to be able to just prepare for that, really, because it feels like center is really just like walking in, like expecting to just like them to just like play back and just let center just do whatever, rotate the point, like wherever they really need to go, and they're just collapsing on them, which is something you just got to be ready for. Whether it's just like you need to stick together more, you need to be focusing down the same targets, poke them out, like disrupt the dive. It's a lot you got to do to prepare for these dives, and going forward, I believe our next map type, if I'm remembering the NECC pool correctly, that should be hybrid? Is that right? Yeah, unless they swapped it around.
They combine hybrid and escort now.
Oh, really?
Even though they...
So apparently, for anyone that can't hear Coach Lion, apparently they combine a hybrid and escort, which is new to NECC. They usually have escort or hybrid just be the second maps on their own. But I guess maybe to make room for Clash, they combine the two together, even though the two map types have like the largest map pools. This might be I believe this is some old man talk right now, but back in my day, I feel like you want to separate those out a bit more. But you know what? It's a new year, it's a new NECC, so be it. But we will get back to this second map right after the break, so we will see you all on the other side. Ready to go. All right, everyone, welcome back. This is round 2. A bit of a long break. The team had to do some strategy because that dive from Akron was very abusive. That hazard has been meta ever since he's been released. A lot of burst damage, loss sustain. The armor on him is crazy. I'm pretty sure like half his HP is armor. Plus, he also has a guard as well that reduces like all incoming damage. So it's like he's not going to lose that armor if he uses it right. But I say that, and now Maxer's looking to put a Zarya on the field with a similar lineup as what we saw before, the Kiri Lucio backline. I feel like it's a pretty standard comp, knowing like what's meta right now, as well as the Lucio Torb. Speaking of meta, Torb notoriously known for not being meta, just because of how simplistic his character is. He's more of just like the sort of like cheese character that you just like shoot down main and just deal as much just random damage as possible, and just usually just like stand in place and just shoot. But in recent metas, he's actually been pretty good just because of how capable he is of just sustaining these dives, just because of how high his HP is. Plus also the turret's pretty good at just chipping down flankers. And not to glaze Akron too much. Let's start talking about center, because they're running a pretty similar composition, and that's not what you want to see when you're getting so close to mirroring. As Stargarden will go down, gonna get caught out in the open by Sweaty, and Powers is gonna go down as well. That's both your supports down. This is where it's just gonna have to be a reset. John Ghost barely gonna be able to get out for his life. Stargarden gonna go ahead and tank some shots for him. Get down, Mr. President sort of style, as the team's waiting to regroup. And now we're back to square one. Just gonna walk out of spawn, just look to walk main. Now with the Zarya Reaper, your main strategy is just going to let the Reaper walk forward and just use that Zarya bubble to just make him immortal for a little bit. And then Carp with the wall is gonna be able to wall off the front line, but this strategy kind of falls through when you don't have a lot of heals, and you're gonna be lacking those heals when Powers goes down. As now, 4-man stack in the building here, but it's going to be all for naught. Chonky Ghost is going to go down, and this is just going to have to be another reset. Just the overwhelming force is a lot. The coordinated burst damage from this team has been pretty insane for how evenly matched in theory this match should be. But, however, another neutral fight coming up. Carp getting pretty close to his Blizzard, so I think you want to look fast. You still want to play fast to look for these walls, but also maybe keep in mind you want to play for the Blizzard a bit. Looking to wall off the Zarya, the easy collapse onto their front line, as they're gonna be able to just walk around the wall, and with that overclock advantage, that's gonna be 2 going down and another reset. As Big Soup will get the trade, bring down the Sojourn for a little bit. So if center goes fast on this next engagement, they might be able to get the advantage. But they also do need to go fast. They're waiting. Now, they're probably taking their time here, trying to strategize, like, hey, do we need to swap with the comp? Going back and forth, just you know, getting warmed up, making sure their legs are ready to run, as they're going to run through choke and hopefully not get picked this time, as they have to. Yeah, it looks like the Kiri was behind there for a second. As now, just a little bit of poking down main. Nothing too fancy. Soup looking to get some charge. Gonna get a decent amount of charge here, as now Powers is going to pop his ult, but will go down because we got a 4-man grab. And as redundant as this is starting to be, this is going to have to be another reset. Maybe Carp can trade out, and he already has. Sweaty will go down again, making it so he's the only one on the Akron team that has gone down. Now a bit of a comp swap. Chonky Ghost no longer on the Reaper. I think he actually went Soldier for that last fight, but because of how fast that fight ended, I honestly didn't even notice. But now Cheeky Kiriko from Akron in the back line. This is, if I'm center, this is time to go. Aggro Beat is going to take a lot of pressure. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the front line. Leaf going to be leaving a little bit early to go cap the point. For the record, I keep calling Stargarden Leaf. That's what I'm referring to. Carp is going to get caught out in the middle of nowhere, as Soup is going to get a 2-man grab. The Lucio's in it, but the Beat is going to be able to save everyone the grab. And while they did get 50%, they will not get this point cap, as the cleanup will come through, and center will lose that fight, as 20 seconds remain on the clock. One more fight. This will be last fight for center. as they just got to go through fast. They just have to rely on Carp getting this wall and just hope to engage on that. Wall of the Zarya, but that's what you don't want to see. Powers will go down again, and without that healing, that's going to be pretty much wraps. Yeah, every single one of those fights, it feels like they have the right idea. Like, they want to go first. They want to engage on that front line. But just the off angles that Akron's just able to hold on this defense is just making it so, like, if you have a 5-man clump, like, going down main, right? You have, like, 5 people surrounding you. So you're basically just, like, walking in and, like, just basically just being the fish in the barrel. Where just all 5 of the enemy teams are shooting at you from different angles. And unfortunately, just every one of those fights just ends too early. Like, someone just gets cut out of position and picked off. And while that is, while it's not entirely Center's fault, like, there are some points where sometimes the DPS on Akron, or really for any team, just get those picks. Either if it's through skill or through luck. Just Sweaty, as well as Flashbang, just able to hold those angles successfully and just funnel Center in, and just because they're holding those just those strong off angles, they're able to expose the backline to where it's either Star Garden or Powers going down first, and that completely hinders the engagement. As now, even like disregarding the numbers advantage, Center like goes down 1, goes into a 4v5. They're also missing the most crucial part of the team, which is the support. And especially that healing. So now, going to put Powers on the Ana now. This is mostly for a big healing output, as well as probably looking for a big nade as well. So Powers set up on this high ground, but they have to keep in mind that this Akron team is on the Rhine Sim Bastion, so they're just gonna blitz the point. They're gonna TP across to a safe position. Actually, gonna blitz onto Powers. Powers needs to get out of there as fast as possible, as now they have taken the high ground, which is fine for Center. Now they just need to play their angles just like how Akron was. Wait for them to drop the point. Wall off. Great wall from Carp. Now you just burn this Rhine down, and that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to see. Is now Baptist Ka struggling to get into the window there, as he will be punished. And now Akron's kind of stuck now. They have a TP on Flashbang, and now Carp trying to get up there. Unfortunately, may have a bit of a botched push there, as the remainder of Akron team will evacuate the building and return back to the rest of their team. So now this is a matter of, can Carp get his wall off before they can TP across? Simturt's going to go down, and just like the attack, it's just going to be the supports falling first. As Sweaty on the Bastion will get to, Center will be cut out of position, and this is looking like it's going to be wraps for Center, as even though their team's going to get respawns here, they will probably not have time to get back and recontest. Unless Jonathan somehow survives for like 30 seconds. He survived for probably 30 seconds less than that, as map 2 will go to Akron in another speedy fashion. And it's really a matter of angles. And once again, Sweaty will be getting this play of the game as Sojourn. As just every single time, they're just able to catch someone off guard as they walk through. And just the cleanup from there. Sojourn is well known for those cleanups, and if that play of the game isn't evidence enough, Sojourn's pretty good right now, both with and without perks. Sojourn is a pretty good hit scan, especially when you're able to just hold those off angles like what Sweaty's doing, what Flashbang is doing, and even just like holding the front line, what Maxers is doing. It's like just their angle control is really throwing Center through a loop. It's like they want to go fast, and like Center's game plan needs to be that they need to flush out these angles, but they just keep getting caught in the trap of they want to go fast, but they're engaging just like without really forcing anyone out. So with that said, Center will be going down 0-2, as we will be going on to the third map, which I believe, if I'm remembering it correctly, it should be flashpoint/push, and seeing that a ban will come through on New Queen Street. I'm corrected, it should be a push map. So we will see you all on the other side for our third and potentially final map. So we will see you on the other side. Alright, you good? Alright, welcome back. Map 3. We are on match point, and that is not a good thing in this case, as Akron is up 2-0 in this best of 5 series, meaning if they close out this map, that's wraps for Center. And Center will be starting off the season 0-3, which is not what we'd like to see, but I would also like to bring up that there is a bit of hope here. Now that they've had 2 maps to sort of like analyze, like, what sort of compositions that we expect to see from Akron, they could have a pretty solid counter, and that counter is going to be swapping some roles around. Chonky Ghost now on the Queen. Carp and Star Garden will keep remaining on their DPS. Adama will be coming in for Lucio, which hasn't been something I don't believe we've seen since, what, 2022, like when Overwatch 2 first came out? And now Rat King is in, and on his Moira, it is time to get crazy with the Moira perks. And now, Akron going to be on a similar composition to what they ran before on Nepal, except instead of the Hazard, they're going to be on the D.Va now. As now, Center is going to take control of bot side and just look to sustain this dive, as D.Va is going to be diving in, as they're just going to look to collapse on the D.Va. The D.Va is, if it's not clear enough who they're aiming at, it is the D.Va. The D.Va is going to explode and go down, as now it's just a matter of time. Center needs to push with aggression though, as Adama is going to get the Lucio gap onto Karma, as the freeze is going to come through, burn the baby D.Va down, as Adama will be traded himself, but this should be a cleanup now that Center has a tank advantage, assuming that there is no trolling or throwing in mind, as no, they're going to sustain, and Carp is going to pick up 2 in that fight. That is perfect, and that's what you want to see. As an audible desk slam in the background. I don't know if that got picked up on mic. I'm assuming of excitement. I didn't really see any reason to slam a desk. Who slams a desk? You know? But anyway, Rat King, as per Moira things, going to build up his coalescence pretty fast in this engagement. 73%. Though he is lacking on heals, Center is looking to play scrappy here and just burn through as many cooldowns as possible. As a lot of low health bars, as Lucio's trying to do all he can, but they're not going to be able to get that coalescence up in time. Even though they will get some really solid push, they will lose this fight in the neutral. But honestly, you take those. The only thing to look out for really is these these 2 ultimates rather coming up from Akron. Carp with the Blizzard is a perfect sort of engagement here. Just want to maybe lock up the Zarya. If you can catch out the DPS, then that's also suitable. But knowing the Mei strats here, it's mostly just going to be wall and Blizzard. I read Carp's mind there, as Maxers is just going to be the focus target. But meanwhile, Adama becoming the focus target himself, Sweaty's going to get the pick onto him, as Chonky Ghost is going to do everything he can to clean up alongside Stargarden. Stargarden is trying to duel this Kiri. The Kiri's just so scared of their aura that that Kiri's just going to leave, as Chonky Ghost is going to look to gun down the Karma, who is just wall riding, trying to escape, but Stargarden will get the kill there. Looking to get the next support. Just trying to psych him out, I guess. But now this should be checkpoint unless Maxers gets a touch, but I don't imagine they touch here with 2. Well, they are looking to touch, and the bubble actually does come through, and it is pretty good. But now they're kind of out in the open, but now the reinforcements have come back, so this is actually a pretty good engagement from Akron, but who cares about good engagement when you have the coalescence, as Rat King's just going to pop it, as will go down himself, as now the numbers are not favoring Center. But if Carp can hit these shots and maybe get a trade onto the Soj or the Kiri, he will get traded himself, and that should be wraps, and they will not get checkpoint, as the bot will slowly waltz back to the center and go to the other side. Now, here's the game plan for Akron. They have a Blade with that Genji, and they have a Zarya. They're gonna bubble the Blade. So the win condition here is that Sarah plays slow and waits for the speed, but they're just gonna go fast and just hope for the best. That the grab's gonna come through and just destroy Chonky Ghost immediately, not even needing to use that Blade. Sebi Webby's gonna pick up 3. Kind of rare for Kiriko to be getting those kills, but Sebi Webby proving that they are in fact them. Now, bot should be getting this checkpoint, as I don't believe the respawns came through fast enough for Center to get back and contest this, as there it is. Checkpoint will be gotten, and now Akron will have those forward spawns. Now just forcing out the rambunctious Kiri as Stargarden will go down to Sweaty, and the beat will be coming through. Maybe a bit early, given that, yeah, there's still a blade, but Rat King proving that DPS, never mind. Okay, Sweaty's going to show that DPS does belong in the DPS category, as Rat King will go down, and now Center's gonna have to wait a little bit. As now Chunky Ghost has that Rampage online. Carp is about to have his May Blizzard to lock up the Zarya. Once again, the bane of every single tank's existence, but they might not even need it, as Maxer's going to go low here, below half HP, but some missed shots is actually going to heal Maxers, as eventually the wall's going to come through and lock him up, as a really late beat from Karma, which is really good for Center. As now Stargarden, the track master, is not going to have enough, actually. I take it back to lock up the Sojourn, as Flashbang on the Genji is going to try to clutch it up, but Chunky Ghost in the background is going to pop his ultimate and looks like hit a significant amount of Akron players there. As now, that's really good. That's really good for Center. Even though you had to invest that Junker Queen ult, Akron had to invest a lot more using that beat. They used the blade earlier on to just clean up the kills to no avail. Now Center has the ult advantage and should be looking to probably pressure them out first, if I'm honest. But before they can even engage, just Stargarden's just going to go down, as now it's just full retreat. You maybe consider popping it like as soon as Stargarden goes down to hope to get something, but now it's just Center just playing slow. But they're going to actually punish the Zarya for overstepping her boundaries, but Adama will get traded out as a Kiri ult on the side of Akron's going to go down, as that's just scrappy fight just all around. Sweaty is just going to be able to clean it up, as Sojourn will tend to do, and that's going to be Center going down, getting trapped in this mega room. So now bots being pushed close to the final point, the point that will end this map and end this series potentially. And Center still has the same ultimates from last fight, so they're going to have to invest something, or maybe they don't have to. Carp's going to get the kill on his heavy webbing, and that's a major thing of healing. As now perfect, this is what you want to see. Center is just going to walk forward, ignoring that Soj ult. Adama will get caught out, but they're going to just mop up this tank immediately. And now Sweaty's kind of stuck in the back line, and Center's going to wisely choose to ignore her for now, since she's not really harming anyone on, I believe, 75 HP. The passive will come through on Sweaty to finally get healed up. A recent change to how how really every single character works. But now Center is able to push the bot back, and Sweaty's still stuck in the back line. I believe a Kiriko now. So this is really a matter of, where does Center engage? Are they going to engage on this 3 players coming back from spawn that are stuck in the front line? Answer is no, they're not going to engage at all. In fact, it's going to be Akron that's going to engage first, as the grab's going to come through. And no ults being used by Center. And Akron just showing that they are controlling this tempo, this map. And when you have 3 ultimates, you got to use one. Like, I hate to be that guy, but it's like, you got to be going fast with this. Like, we have the Coalescence. We could probably build up another one. I would love to see Coalescence right about now, honestly. Okay, well, I'm just reading players' minds, apparently. As the Coalescence will come through, the Blizzard isn't really going to be able to get anything, as now Stargarden will get the trade on the Maxers, which is really good. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate that you invest, I believe, 3 ults. Actually, I believe Stargarden may have gotten their pulse bomb canceled there, unless they. No, they've been on trade. They've been on Tracer. I think the pulse bomb did get canceled, unfortunately. Chunky Ghost gonna get some cleanup on the Karma. A really good stagger, in fact. This should actually get them bought, unless Karma's gonna be able to like wall run his way back like pretty fast. But alone Maxers with no healing is going to be perilous for Akron, as the beat's gonna come through to counteract the blade, as the blade is now 1 HP. Carp gonna be able to get that kill. Really good beat from Adama there, showing that he's still got the style and the substance on Lucio. Is now typical May things, gonna wall up the tank and give the tank player PTSD. Meanwhile, Center is going to get that checkpoint, and oh my god, Sweaty's going to jump through the air, and that was like a screensaver right there. Like the Sojourn just like eclipsed the sun. Like someone screenshot that or like clip it or something. Don't, it's not worth the clip. But Maxer's what? Okay, Maxer's just got caught. I don't know what happened there. He just like dropped out alone and just got walled off. I don't know. Like, is what it is. But Now, looking at this, both support ults are going to be online, meaning that Chonky Ghost ultimate is more than likely not going to be very effective unless Akron somehow botches this. But now, within 1 minute remaining, Center really needs to rely on either getting Suzu out early and just forcing beat and then trying to sustain after that. As the Curie ult's gonna come out, the Rampage is gonna get canceled! The Queen Jacks, no! The Queen ult is gonna be canceled, and there's the cleanup from Center as a minor stagger onto Carp. Shouldn't really affect the respawns that much, but now in this dire situation, you have a Coalescence coming up, you have a May ult coming up. This is actually kind of good for Center. They just need to get there and guarantee that they're actually going to get this fight. The disruptor shot there from Sojourn getting stuck on the Star Garden for a second. As the beat's going to come in a bit early, just looking to control the tempo. As the Coalescence is going to be able to sustain through. The Blizzard is going to come through, trying to catch someone. It's not going to find anyone, though. No one's going to get killed there as Rat King's rotating away with the bot. Sarah needs to take notice of this and get back to Rat King, as they are going to be missing a lot of heals as flat as it's too late, as the bot as well as Rat King's going to get too far away. But they're going to try to push. Center is down 1 right now. It's a 3v4, and they cannot afford to get picked, and they have to rely on these respawns. But as Rat King goes down, that might be all she wrote. Chonky Ghost trying to do what he can to save this, but it's going to be all for naught, as the 1v5 will not be successful. And that will be Center going down 0-3. Akron taking the victory this week. An unfortunate loss for Center, but hopefully a very good learning experience, as the hat trick for play of the games has been completed by Sweaty on the Sojourn once again. Yeah, it's the cleanup here. So really good stuff from Akron, and honestly, some flashes of good stuff from Center as well. It's unfortunate that the map or the series turned out a 3-0 matter, but again, this is a very good learning experience from Center, and hopefully this will be a very productive VOD review. So with that said, unfortunately that we could not get the win tonight, but this week's not over. This was actually a rescheduled match from, I believe, either last week or a couple weeks ago. I'm not up to date on that, so chat, feel free to flame me if I'm wrong. But we actually have another match coming up tomorrow around the same time. I believe either 7, 8-ish? 7 o'clock. Yep. So tune in tomorrow for Overwatch's second game of the week at 7 o'clock. And everyone, have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.